guys, recently I stayed up really late looking up really good book recommendations because I have gotten a gift card to Barnes & Noble and stuff like that for Christmas, which I get every year, but my money went up this year, so yay! So I was thinking that I could give you some of my favorite books that I love to read, that are books that I read more than once, so grab a chair and join the fun. Okay. The very first book I have here is my absolute favorite that I'm actually still reading. I'm on page 20, which is really sad, but this is a really detailed book and I love it. It's The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. It's the first in the trilogy of his books. He has a ton of books. He writes a lot and he's a really good author. I don't know if he's still alive. I highly doubt it. But this book was just made into two movies. The first one, The Hobbit, and the second one, The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug. I've seen both and I love both. So yeah. But this book is a must-read. It's basically the same thing as in the movie. The first movie did a really good job of getting the first scenes and stuff like that. I haven't gotten as far to see if the second movie is on track, but this is a really good book and you definitely need to check it out. It's a really good classic, so yeah. The second book I have, well actually two more books I put these together because before my pastor of teen ministry at my church moved away to New Orleans, we were talking one last time and he recommended these two books, which is H.G. Wells' The Time Machine and 1984 by George Orwell, right there. And we were talking and these books are just really good classics and they're really amazing, but one downside is that this uses modern language, which is one thing that we lack now this generation. So if you have really hard time with big words, you're definitely going to need a dictionary for these books, but these books are so amazing and I absolutely love them, and if I said anything about these books, I would probably give it away. So these are really good books though. They always have you strung along and they're really thought-provoking, so yeah. The next book I have is How to Train Your Dragon by Cressida Cowell. And this book was turned into a movie recently and the second movie is coming out, but the movie series that they're doing is completely different from the book series. It's the same principle in a way. It's Hiccup Prentice Haddock III, who is the chief's son, but he's really not the good ideal for a chief's son. That's his picture right there. He's just this little geeky kid, but the thing is though is that he doesn't get the best dragon out there. He actually gets the worst dragon you can ever pick, who has a major attitude. And there are more characters in the book than are in the movie. He's not a dragon expert actually. That's his friend Snotlout. He's a dragon expert. But yeah, it's completely different, but it's still a really good book, really childish and like that. So if you're, looking for a good kid book, like you're my age, if you're 13, or if you're, younger and you're looking for a good book, definitely check this one out. I got it from Amazon because I was so excited about the movie. I got the book first to see how it was doing, and, my favorite book out of the whole series, though, is How to Be a Pirate. That one's more funny, something like that. I don't know why, I just like that one better, but this book is definitely a must read. If you've seen the movie and you really want to know how they got the ideas from, you can read the book, so definitely check this one out. The next book I have is Dragon Kiss by E.D. Baker. Now this book is one among a definitely large amount of series called The Tales of Frog Princess, and I don't know what book number this is. I am stuttering, I'm so sorry, but I really don't know what book number this is. I just picked this one up because one of this, Nobles, right? No, Barnes & Noble, no. I still cannot think of what bookstore went out of business, but it went out of business, and I went in there one last time because I love books, and this was on sale, and I got it, and I absolutely love it. It's basically about, this dragon boy who falls in love with this dragon girl, but she's actually part human, part girl. She's like a shapeshifter, but she's also a family among witches. But how he fell in love with her was that she saved him from stuff like that in a book before that. And he's basically about a forbidden love that he really it's not supposed to have. So he runs away from home and stuff like that, which he explains in the first chapter. And it really strings you along. It's a really cute romantic story, but it's actually clean, nothing dirty in it at all, and I really enjoyed it. The next book, A Prince Among Frogs, it seems really good. It's the continuing story of them two. But I only read this book. I read the first chapter because it's in the back of the book. But this book is really good. Dragon Kiss by E.D. Baker. I love it. It's really adorable. The next book I have is Hurt Go Happy by Ginny Rorby. Ginnyroryby. Wow, I can't spell. This book is a really good book. It actually inspired me to learn sign language because it's in the back of every copy of this book. I went to Books A Million. See, there it is. I went to Books A Million and I was looking at books in the kids section. Every time I went, I picked up this book and I always wanted to read it. So I got it from the library and I enjoyed it. And then at my library, we had this little bookstore. It's just a little book and you donate books and you could buy other books too. And it's just a, you know, I got it for 50 cents and I absolutely love this book. I've read it more than once. I've read it like five times, I think. And it's basically about a girl named Joey who was deaf. And you learn how she got deaf later along in the book. It's really not what you think. And her mom won't let her learn sign language and she doesn't know why, and you learn that in the book as well. And so basically she's out picking berries or something like that and she comes across this older man and he ends up inviting her over to her house because he figures out that she's deaf and he has a chimpanzee. And it's basically about the relationship of these two people and her journey throughout her life and stuff like that. And it's a really good book. You probably will cry. It's not a heart-wrenching story, but if you're a little bit sensitive like I am, you're gonna get teared up. So yep, definitely check this one out. The next book I have is Umbrella Summer by Lisa Graff. This book, I was just walking around. It was one of those things. I was in the clearance section in Books A Million, and yeah, I was looking at this and it was like $3 and I was like, hey mom, can I get this book? So we're actually looking for a little girl book because we had this thing where we trade one book for another book. And I found this and the next time we went, I was looking for it and it was the last copy, so my mom got it for me, which I was happy about. And it was one of those one-time things with Byron a book day, I don't know. And it actually turned out to be one of my favorite books. I stayed up so late on the sleepover reading this book and I started crying in the middle of the night. And I woke up with a really bad headache. But it's basically about this little girl that's 10 years old named Annie Richards, and her brother passed away. So it's about her going through life without her brother, learning to grieve at such a young age, not having a sibling always there for her. And at first you might get annoyed with the character. I kind of did in a little bit. But it's really a heartwarming story. And if you've been through a death and you want to know, you know, how to get through it, this girl is amazing what she goes through. And honestly, I had a death recently and you could see my very, very first video I updated. At the end of it says, rest in peace, Patricia Tyler, and that's her. And this, I actually read this book before that happened, and I went to Georgia and I brought it with me, and it was just a good book to help me through because of what she went through, and it showed me that, you know, I needed to move on as well. So it's a really good book. Definitely check it out. The last book I have is Ruby Holler by Sharon Creech. Now, this person came up to me and I was looking for a good book, and they're just like, hey, have you read Ruby Holler? And I was like, no, I have no clue what that is. And so they let me borrow the book and they let me have the book. And at first I was kind of hesitant because it seemed like an elementary book to me, like one of those quick reads. It turned out to be amazing. I've read it 2 times and I absolutely love it. And it's basically about these 2 troubled twins, Dallas and Florida, and they finally get adopted, which they really lost hope in because they thought they're going to be in this orphanage home forever, and they got adopted by this elderly couple, and it's amazing to see how Dallas, the guy, is really just like, you know, maybe this is really good for us, and Florida's just like, no, I don't think it is, and it's adorable. It's a really good book, and thank you to the person who gave me this book. Yeah, but so there is a couple of my book recommendations that I really love and that I reread over and over again a little bit. And so if you have any book recommendations or books that you just absolutely love and you want to share out to the world, comment below in the lava and I will definitely get to that. And if you have any questions, emails, anything current to my other videos or to this video and you just want to chat or something like that, I don't know, you could email me at officialalyrose@gmail.com, and I check that as recently as I can and stuff like that. Yeah, so hope you liked it and look for more. Bye.